What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Team Big Play. So for today, this is my follow-up video to my Pendulum deck profile for the updated October format. So first off, if you're interested in that, links down below. Second off, if you enjoy the video, like, subscribe, notifications, you kind of know that whole deal. So recently with the format change, obviously Pendulums have kind of gone through a bit of them change themselves. We no longer have Guard Dragon Pain, and we no longer have Nightmare Mermaid. That means the Orcus combo is still, shut down for us unless, we decide to run like 3 Harp for some reason. And the Guard Dragon combo, while not shut down, has undergone changes. Now you have to run cards like Romulus and Tempest, but there's, a certain way to do that combo. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today, and a couple different things that I picked up from other videos, obviously around YouTube. So to try to help your Pendulum game, so that way, you can be more successful in tournaments and such. So second reminder, I know it's a bit shameless, sorry about that. Like, subscribe, notification bell, and off we go. So for the first combo, this is basically going to be your standard combo. Now you can do these with pretty much any cards, but I'll show you the hand we're running right now. So Servant, Chrono, Dragonshine, Zefra. So first off, these two would be basically kind of your extra cards. Basically any other scales you have, something like that. These are going to be your starters though. You want to pull Servant. If you don't pull Servant, and let's say you pull an Amorphic Sloth, obviously you can use that as scale. But to kind of show you how this works, this is the hand we're going to be starting out with. So the Zefra, by the way, if you're not running the Zefra variant, you can also use like Magister, or you can use, obviously the scale 8 Endymion, basically whatever other high scale you have. So to start off, so this is going to be our standard combo. This, for the deck, at least for my deck profile, is going to be your big board. Like, this is going to be your standard board that you're gonna make most of the time. So you want to start out, activate Servant, or if you have a way to search Servant, search Servant. Dragonshine, counter on Servant. You're gonna send Darkworm. Oh man, that voice crack. You're gonna send Darkworm. So obviously one spell counter on Servant. Just let dice out real quick. You only need 1 for this. Maybe 2, because so you put a spell counter on Servant. I've said that multiple times now, but boom. Then you want to special out your Darkworm. Darkworm's gonna search. So for the gate 0, now if you're out of options for your low scale and you have to activate gate 0, just because and I'm gonna show you this later, you're gonna need spell counters on your Jackal King, which is something I've noticed a lot of players that play Pendulum and make these deck profiles don't tell other people. You can use that, but normally what you're going to save your gate 0 for is later on in the Guard Dragon combo, because you need a card to discard. But I'll show you that when I get to it. Then you're going to activate whatever other extender you have. Let's say Chronograph. Activate Chrono. Effect, special summon your Time Gazer Magician. So basically this combo that I'm showing you is without using your normal summon. It does change a little bit once you do end up using your normal summon. So Servant goes to 2. Then you're gonna activate whatever other scale you have for this purpose. Let's say Zefra. Servant goes to 3. You're gonna activate Zefra. Obviously, just try to bait out anything they have. Or if it's a Magister, then you're just gonna activate your Servant right away. For this purposes, send Zefra. So I'm basically trying to show, like, for all Pendulum decks, or at least the most relevant ones. So then Servant's at 3. You're gonna use Servant Effect. Put 1 spell counter on it. Obviously, if they don't Ogre or Ash it, something like that. If they use their hand trap and they destroy it, you can just go ahead and make Electromite. So, but assuming they don't, Jackal King. So, okay, this is what I was trying to say earlier. For Jackal King, and what they don't tell you is, well, here, I guess I gotta get to it first. Activate Sloth and Scale, bump up to 3. Okay, so here's the problem that most people run into. They don't use a low scale or another scale to set before making Electromite, so Jackal's still at 1 spell counter and Servant is. So what they'll do is they'll make Electromite, which is, obviously part of the combo. You gotta make Electromite. They'll make Electromite, send whatever they send. For the purpose of this video, at least for the non-normal summon part of it, we're gonna send another Amorphage Sloth. But then what they'll do is they won't activate the other scale. They'll pop Electromite to get Servant in their scale. So what that does is, if you don't activate your low scale, Jackal King only has 1 spell counter on it. You use Electromite, this goes to the extra deck first. So there's a small window where upon resolution, or actually upon Servant's, face up extra deck effect to go back in scale, they can Nibiru you. And Jackal King can't negate it because he only has 1 spell counter. So the whole point of activating whatever other scale you have is first, so that way Jackal King maintains his spell counters. Even if it's not activating another scale and you're just activating a card like Allure of Darkness, Into the Void, something like that, you always want to make sure that if you have the ability to get 3, to activate a spell under Jackal King, so that way he has enough spell counters, so that way you can get rid of the Servant and not have to be scared of Nibiru. But yeah, so we're going to send Morphage Sloth off of it. We need to add a Morphage Sloth to our hand. So we're going to pop the Servant, shake a little bit, give us our Morphage Sloth, and then we are going to Pendulum Summon. We're going to Pendulum Summon out our Darkworm and our Zefra. See, is there anything else I want to Pendulum Summon out? Kids Pendulum Summon out to 0. Okay. So yeah. So there's a couple different ways. You could add Zefra Divine Strike and discard that. You do need something in your hand to discard for the effect of Dragon Ravine. But for the intents and purposes, for this, we're just going to discard gate 0, so we have our Zefra Divine Strike. So we're going to use Darkworm. So this is how you do the Guard Dragon combo. So it's basically similar to the same one. Oh, by the way, Zefra adds Divine Strike. Definitely don't forget that. Point Divine Strike. Alright, so for the Guard Dragon combo, it's pretty much the standard combo. The only difference is, instead of making Aggro Pain, you are going to bring out Romulus. So LP effect, triple burst, special summon. Now it has to be this way. Special summon Destrudo. Has to be Destrudo. Link 2. Dragoonity Knight Romulus. Romulus's effect is going to search out a copy of Dragon Ravine. Now, I run 2 copies just in case I draw it, but Dragon Ravine is not a hard once per turn. So if you draw a copy and you need to use it to send Darkworm, you can still search your second copy. So obviously that's why I run 2. Spicy Secret Rare. Boom. Dragon Ravine effect, discard. We're going to discard Supreme King Gate 0. And we are going to send Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms. Then Tempest effect Engrave. You're going to banish your Triple Burst and your LP to special summon. Then you're going to overlay for Hot Eyes Absolute Dragon. You're going to link 2 for Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. And then Hot Eyes Absolute Dragon's a mandatory engrave since it was sent. You send Vortex, or you special Vortex from your extra. And then, so from here, you're going to use Destrudo's effect on Jackal King, special summon. So normally, you know, people might make Dawn Dragster or something like that. So what you're going to do, though, is you're going to tribute Destrudo. Destrudo goes, you know, on the bottom of your deck. For Morphage Sloth. And then obviously you're going to set Divine Strike. So what you have here, which is 2 Morphage Sloths. So what this does is this Sloth locks you out of you and your opponent's extra deck. That's fine. With this board, OTKing is not a problem. You can easily just draw into whatever card you need. Even if you don't, you have Tempest Engrave, attack position, banish Romulus in this for next turn to OTK. And a Morphage Sloth in Scale. So what Sloth does in Scale is if you have another Morphage card out on field, your opponent doesn't search. So essentially what you're doing is you are playing Dragon Link and Thunder, and because you have a counter trap and, you know, 2 bounces and a bounce and a banish, you're basically playing Thunder Orcust and Dragon before Agripane was banned. Like, this is insane. So what you end on here is essentially no search, no extra, monster negate, omni negate, counter trap, omni negate, a bounce, and a banish, because we run the Aether, the evil empowering. So basically that's the standard combo without your normal summon. With your normal summon, basically, or without your normal summon, you can always make, instead of going into Spheres with Absolute, you just summon your Destrudo before making it, and then you just go into Saryuja instead. Saryuja Specialist Sloth. So it's basically the same board, except this is a Saryuja. But that's optional. Sometimes, you know, that's not the best board to make. And then if you are running, what is it, Magister, instead of Zefra, instead of Divine Strike, you can always just, like, normal summon Sloth. Well, before you normal summon Sloth, just use Magister's effect, special summon out whatever you have in your extra. So yeah, that is your standard Pendulum combo. If you don't open Sloth, what you're gonna do is you're basically gonna do the exact same combo, except you're not gonna have, you know, obviously the Sloth in Scale. You're gonna have to normal summon Sloth out, so they can still search, which, you know, is what it is. You're putting out a lot of negates, so hopefully they should be able to get around it. But, you know, Salamangreat is the thing, and if you can't kill them first turn, they are going to kill you. So, let's see, for your, if you don't pull Servant, and you're playing the Endymion version, if you have Magister, your best bet is always to just send Jackal King, keep Magister in Scale with 2 spell counters on it, so you can just Pendulum summon out Jackal King. This is not, you know, something that I see a lot of people doing, to be honest, because, you know, you don't always need Servant. The only, like, problem with that vulnerability is if they have Ogre, they can Ogre Electromite, but it'll still get around cards like Nibiru. And if they don't decide to Ash Electromite, you can also run Called by the Grave. So, and then, like, another easy combos if you have Servant and a Zefra Providence, activate, spell counter, search, Oracle of Zefra, counter, search, Zefrath, and that's your 3rd counter. Easy way to get that out. If you end up breaking with one of these in your hand, your best bet is to just Pendulum summon them out and go for a rank 7. So here, I'll show you that. Let's see, Dragon Shrine, High Scale, low scale, Servant, low scale, Extender. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So basically, if you end up with one of those in your hand, combo is going to look like activate Servant, activate Dragon Shrine, counter on Servant, Dragon Shrine send, Dark Room Special, Dark Room Search, Search Gate 0. And then activate your extender. If you don't have an extender, let's say it's just another high scale, then what you can do is you can just pendulum summon out. Boom, boom, boom. That doesn't go there, that goes there. So then what you have here is, yeah, pretty much combo. You can just overlay these for your, well, I'd probably keep the Endymion, overlay the Gate 0, and Destrudo for Absolute, Link 2 for Erratic, Absolute. So basically this is if you draw like your dead cards, like if you draw any low scale and any high scale that you can't use, and you draw like, you know, 2 level 7s like a Gate 0 and a Destrudo, or a Destrudo and a Tempest, you can always just hard make it, which sometimes is just a thing that you have to do. And then, you know, if that's not Endymion, that's just another low level monster, you have Destrudo Engrave if you pulled it to do stuff with that. So basic combo, pretty much end on a good board. I mean, it's not necessarily the same board, but it'll do what it needs to do. Obviously, you know, if you have Chronograph in hand, you can just go do full combo with that. You're just not gonna get the sloth and scale. But so yeah, that's it for today's combo, guys. If you liked it, like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one. Quick tip though, if you're siding for going second, side out the sloth. Like, you do not need the sloth. You're better off drawing, you know, obviously one of your side deck cards, which is in the deck profile. So go check that out. And thank you. Peace. Ooh.